righty, Doc here on the artificial Friday of this week. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And so here we go. And the microphone and the headset is on. All right, it's a quiet day again. Yesterday started off with about 4 or 5, and today it's just It's by my lonesome. Oh, there's 2. Someone's jumped in. All right. And that's the name of the game. All right, what do we got going on here today? Let's jump over right to the, let's lower that volume too. My volume is coming in nice and clear and solid and strong. And so this is the artificial Friday of the week. So here in the States, traders are going to be like, money managers, everybody are going to be trying to jump out the door about as soon as possible. What happens is everybody starts to buy gifts and starts to do things like for Thanksgiving and Christmas. This is like the let loose start of the season right here. And money managers have been trying to adjust. Let's get the Swiss up there. There it is. And take care of the tax stuff and so forth. AK, how are you? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Indeed. Now let's take a look at the Swiss over here on our J4X. As you can see, it's kind of sideways in here. That's right there, just sideways. And then let's check her out on the on our Chicago Quant charts right there. There we are. And as J4X confirms, it is just sideways. We're inching along. Looks like we're trying to break into the sell here, but it just doesn't have any real horsepower. You can see we're flirting with the weekly buy. We'll make that dotted. I think that's neat looking more when it's like dashed or something like that. There we are. And so you can see the pressure is, they're trying to, I guess what it is, the dollar is going asleep. That's what we're seeing really, is the dollar is going asleep here. Now we've been lately, the last few months, we start off with the dollar Swiss pairs trade. See how the saltine is acting against the dollar, because it seems to be really the best of the currencies to describe what's going on. Now, no doubt that the cable is on its own little magical mystery tour. There's no doubt about that. But overall, this really does reflect how the dollar is moving. And so we go with that, and then we drift over to the euro and take a look at the euro, which is obviously the second most active currency on the planet. The dollar is first, the euro is second. And then I think the British pound is third, and then it kind of mixes in. It's kind of like a combination between Swiss and Canadian, and then Australia, and so forth, and it goes on. And then one of the lowest active currencies in the world is the Chinese currency, which is very. You know what it is? It goes like this. It goes Swiss. No, I'm sorry. It goes euro, yen, cable. And then it goes to Canadian and Swiss, and then kroner actually, and then then there's you got your exotic pairs here and there, and then you got the Chinese yuan, which is almost irrelevant. No one really trades it. Less than 1% of the world is involved with it. That's solely because of the way they control their assets. You can't really own assets. If you can't own assets, why do you need to buy their currency? That's pretty much what it comes down to. In other words, it's what we would refer to on the trading floor as the cockroach hotel. You can get in, but you can't get out. And so that's why we don't see the yuan, and Doc doesn't really follow the yuan that much. I mean, we do put it up there when someone asks for it against the dollar, but overall, it's not the most dynamic currency. So that's why we do this now. We go from the Swiss to the euro, which is the most active currency behind the dollar. And let's go do that. And there it is. You can see it's trying to lift up. Oh, and let's check with the fact check. I think it did go into a buy yesterday. Yeah, it did. See that on the fact check spreadsheet there, or the Excel spreadsheet right there? You can see it. 1 day in a buy in that box. That's the buy. See it right there? Go like that. There's the buy right there. Buy 1 day. It's been in a weekly buy for 5 weeks now. Like that. And let's see, let's put that line in there. We didn't put that line in there, so let's put that line in there. There we go. Wrong thing. We got to change that again to dotted. and a little bit thinner. Oh, we can leave that thickness, but we want to make it like that, like that, like that, like that. Oh, that's better. I like that. There you go. So you can see it much clearer. Ooh, let's do that again and make that permanent. Use as a default. There we go. So you can see, went into the buy yesterday at the close. It was safe to be long in our theory of mathematics and quant trading. And sure enough, it closed at, what is that, 118.93. And the high today is 119.29. So, it had about a 35 pip jump. Hey, how you doing? Good morning to you. This is the Artificial Friday in the United States. Now, I'll be doing my webinars on, I'll do a webinar tomorrow morning, and I'll do a webinar on Friday morning, to follow along whatever's going on, and, filling you in on information and so forth. Middle Age, how you doing? Yeah, bar chart made us do that. I missed the pipe. I like the old Einstein look. With the COVID-19, I went the 5 months without a haircut, and I love the old Einstein look. I let Albert out. Albert needed to be freed, and so did the pipe and the gray sweatshirt and the pipe and walking around and giving that sideways look like I always do. Dr. Einstein and myself have something to share. We both have a dyslexia. It's called fusion. A fusion dyslexia. We both have the same dyslexia. So probably means why I'm so theoretical. Because we both had the same. Would you believe that his brain was put right near where I was born, about 80 feet away or 60 feet away, about a couple, I guess it was like about a week and a half after he died and I was born. His brain was taken from his body and put in a jar there, and then someone forgot about it, and it sat there for like about 50 years or 60 years. So, Daniel, what's happening? Yeah, I want to take a quick look at that. Let's jump over to that. That Turkish lira. See, I'm still thinking it's an A, B, and then a C. We'll see. You can see here on that. Let's take a look at it on J4X, how it's doing on the J4X too. But yeah, it's that Turkish lira did the bounce that we looked for. We got it, and there it is. And we're still in the weekly buy, but look at that. The white line is fighting through the time manifold there. You can see that right there. But you can see in J4X, let's lift that up just a little bit, I think. Yeah, there we are. You can see the J4X is still heading towards the bottom. And we got the red hinky ashies. And, here on the Chicago Quant, we're moving along really well still. I'm not sure what that's all about. Oh, I got the wrong Turkish lira up there. No wonder it doesn't match up. I'm thinking to myself, I don't know what's wrong with that, why it's looking so far from our math. Let's go to the dollar Turkish lira. There you go. I bet we have some green hinky ashies now. Yeah, there we go. We got 3 of them. See, it's matching up with our math. And you can see here, it's jumped through the bullish line right there, and showing a lot of strength now, becoming like almost like see how our white line is piercing the upper time manifold, and you can see here the white line is pressing past the CCI. It's showing it's reaching up into the sky. Yeah, it's very hard to understand exactly what they're doing over there, but now that they've replaced I don't know if they replaced the finance minister. Did they actually find somebody, or is it just like an empty seat now? And also the head of the what do they call it? The National Trust. He was head of both. The son-in-law to Erdogan was involved in both. He was the head finance minister and chairman of the National Trust. National fund that they burned all the money out of. Used it all up on hedging the currency or doing something. Now you can see here, it's trying to turn down on my math already. Let's see if we can scrunch this. Nope, wrong place. Let's try that again. There we go. Let's see if we can scrunch this. There we go. See that? It's making a little dash to the south side again. Like I said, I think this is going to be like an A, a B, and then a C. It'll probably come challenge again. I guess the most fascinating part about all this is the fact that the white line is now piercing back through the top of the time manifold. Or not the top of the time manifold, but through the plus time manifold. So, we'll see. As long as we're in a daily buy, that's 3 dots. That's pretty cool, you know. 3 dots in a row is pretty good. Let's see if it gets past, goes to a 4th or something like that. You can see most of the trend on the bullish side has always been these long runs. You know, it goes into a sell for, you know, there's a 3 red dots out of 4 days, and then it gives you a volatility signal. We get a daily buy. We're in a weekly buy, and, you know, zoom, it goes up, you know. Same thing here. You know, falls into a sell for a day, then goes right back into a buy, and goes up for weeks. And then we get some weakness here, and then you can see it again. Let's see what this does. We'll see how this plays out over the next couple of weeks, especially being the end of the year. So, all right, now let's drift over to the cable. And you know, middle-aged muscle, I was so disappointed about losing my Einstein picture. They switched, and they just could not figure out how to put that up there again. They didn't want it to be up there again. I guess they don't like that intellectual, that pseudo-intellectual look. I just had to let Albert out, that's all. All right, let's go. He's in my head. Let's see. Where are we at now? There's cable. Cable's kind of stalled out the last couple of days. Let's see what it looks like on J4X. Right where? No, go the other way. There it is right there. And you can see that. Yep. There it is right there. And you can see the the greens, you know, all that green, just like we have here. Lots of green. And so you can see, let's see, we cut that volume down again. And, you know, we've been in a weekly buy for 6 weeks. And it's holding up very well in here. And even with that wild move there, I think that was the Corona thing. That Corona thing. Corona. I did too. I really don't like that fact, you know, that they won't let me have it up there. I think that's Bush. It really is. I don't like that. Bush League. Yeah, I know. And you know, Einstein and I are pretty close together. You know, we're pals in a spiritual sense. Like I said, when I was born, Albert's brain had just been moved to the hospital that I was born at, and put in a jar right down in that basement. What do they call it? You know, operating room, and it was a world-class hospital. And you know, we so I don't know if Albert had any influence on me, because we both have the same dyslexia, which just seems kind of odd. It's a very rare form of dyslexia, and you know, and the only thing I can credit it for is that his brain was sitting there fresh, still maybe pushing out some ideas and trying to talk to the ether, and I rolled along, and it, you know, just happened to, who knows, maybe that brain was actually put in that room that day. I mean, it was about 2 weeks after his death, and I was born about 2 weeks after his death. So anything's possible. I've always felt close to him, and I'm not sure why. And then when I found out about 6 years ago that his brain had been put no more than, like, I don't know, not even 50, 60 feet away from me at my birth, and his brain had just been delivered there, and then forgotten for like 50 years. So, no, I hear you. And when I was young, I used to have that hair just like that. You know, just like him. I would wear the hair just like that. And people would say, "Oh my God, you look like Einstein." And it was a combination of the hair and the way my eyes function, because we both have that fusion problem with our eyes. So, yeah, I agree with you. I want it back too. All right. Let's go over to, let's see, what do we got here? And you can see that's that with the cable. Now, anybody care to see anything particular, we'll jump up and do it. Let's take a look at the Canadian, I guess. We'll go to the Canadian. We did look at the Turkish lira already. And there's the Canadian. You can see it's trying to move down. Kind of moving in the opposite, which is the way it's supposed to do, is move the opposite of oil. And you know, we can just give a quick look, and then we'll come back to oil. But where's oil? We don't have oil in there. Let's go find oil. Right there, Robin combo. There we go. And that's that. Okay. Now let's jump over to oil real quick. Now that's gold. There's oil. And you can see oil's, you know, Canadian's going down. This goes up. You know, that makes Canadian more valuable too when it's going down. So you can see it right here. Canadian is trying to go down, like the way oil is going up. And the only difference is it's not taking out this low where we can see in the oil market it has taken out this high. So, and you know, I'm thinking about moving to a 3.5 on this because this is very disappointing. You know, we'll have to do the research on it. I did it on this. So I'm going to show you something. I moved to the 3.5 on the Russell, and it's a much more accurate, you know, directional indicator. Gives more positive trades. Yeah, 45. Isn't that something? You know, we've seen it, you know, go into these buys in oil. Let's go back to oil again. We've seen it go into the, you know, we were in a sell for here, and then, you know, went sideways. That was the COVID news, and then we went to the daily buy, and we've been in that daily buy now for 4 full days. And we had the volatility signal right there, so it's caught about $3 of this move. But the problem is that the weekly is, you know, is not there. Now let's do this. Let me go back to here, and let me go to this. I want to stick in, what is it? Let me just double click on this, make that set like that. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to go to oil, and I think I want to tighten up the oil with the 3.5 versus just the, where is it at? Let's go back to oil right there instead of the 5. So let's do this. Let's insert indicator or study, whatever. And let's find the 3.5 super right there. And properties. Well, see, that seems odd. Oh, okay, cancel. Insert study. Where's 3.5 again? Not 5 super, 3.5 super. There it is. Okay, and then properties onto there. There we go. And there it is there. Now, if we move this up, you'll be able to see me doing my research, just double checking how it looks. And you can see here, let's just scrunch it up a little bit. I'm not sure what that's all about, but remove. And so it pushes it in the buy at the same time there. Keeps it in the buy here all the way. So in other words, this buy, now let's fix that, and I'll let you traders take a look and see if I'm imagining it or if it's definitely better. And then the next sell comes here, right? Yeah, that's the next sell in this week here. There's the next sell. And then basically you move it over to here. Now, it did make it into the sell for this there, that, but it kept you in the buy for all these buys, so you get more buys out of it. And then let's go put the next one in, which is right here. It's there already. There we go. So in other words, you would have had this longer buy signal, which would have given you a chance to buy this one here, which is okay. You made money very short term. This one here, you take a hit in the chin. This one, you catch this move from here to there. And then, what do you got here? So that was the same, but then this gives you that win to compensate for the loss here, but the win there, because we're in that buy all the way to here instead of, and then we go back into the buy here, and it allows you to take that buy, which is okay because that's there, and then it sets off the sell a little bit earlier, which is okay because it gives you that short that catches this whole sell-off. I guess in the end result is that the 5 is running better than the 3-5. And this one, look how long that goes on for. Yeah, it goes on for the same 15 weeks, you know, of weekly buy. So I guess we'll stay with the 3-5. I mean, we'll stay with the Super 5 versus just the 3-5 Super, because it would cut out some. It would increase more trades. That's what it would do, and it would give you 2 more wins, and 1 loss, and then you wouldn't catch that short there. So I guess what we'll do is, this is the more sensitive one, and so what we'll do is erase that. How do you traders feel about that? Does that make any sense to you? Yeah, I'll tell you, let's jump over to there. We can jump over to there. So let me do this. I'm just going to shrink this one down. Move that like so. There we are. And we'll leave that there and just bring that down a little bit like that. All right, now let's Daniel says gold and silver. So let's take a look at gold. Now gold, you know, we're running a gasoline 7 on that, which seems to always, you know, do a good job at it. And you can see here, it was a little laggard and didn't get you into most of this sell except for in here, you know, right there, because we had the white line histogram minus all week long, so it was pretty safe to be short there. And you can see we've been in a daily sell since the COVID discovery, the cures for the COVID right there. And so Daniel's saying silver might come back and maybe gold too. So let's take a look at silver. And you can see here silver is, you know, doing the same gig. Went into the buy here. It's been tough because it didn't allow you to get long until the volatility signal, and it didn't really go anywhere. You know, it made just a few cents. And now it's put you back into the sell side, but we're still stuck in that weekly. So maybe this thing wants to get rolling along in there. Why don't we take a look at let's insert the 3-5 in that, just to see what that looks like on a weekly basis. Let's see right there. We double click on it, go like that, and we say okay. And we'll move this up. Let's see if this smooths it out. There's a lot of trades in here, and the weekly kept you out of all those longs, which was good because it was going down. And when it comes to here, we get put in the sell right there. So it actually starts off a little bit earlier. We end up in the sell right there, or at least definitely right here. It does join in right there a week later, and you have that. And then we don't get into a buy until here, which is fine. It matches up to that one. And now we're pressing to try to get into the sell this week again. We'll see. And see how it acted with the big long move. So sell, where was the sell here? Sell was there, sell was here, that's okay. Buy was here, buy was there, sell was here, sell was there, that's okay. And then buy and buy, And there's the sell right there. Same as here. So not much of a difference. The buy was here. Buy was in the middle of this week instead. Okay. Just missed it also there. Then, did we get pushed into a sell? Not at all. We didn't get that sell. That's what it is. We didn't get that sell. And so we were still in the buy here. And we've been in a buy all the way through this, which is okay because it was there. And let's see. Then we got pushed into the sell off of this one right here in the middle of this week, whereas this did the same thing. So the silver, just looking at the 3.5 versus the 5, not much of a difference. It really cuts out a lot of these trades too, which is probably good, you know. So we will remove that. Oh, let's see. Ferris is here now. Hey, Ferris, how you doing? For the last 2 weeks, it has been a little difficult to be in tune with the markets. Oh, no doubt. It's that end of the year thing I keep on talking about. Anybody experiencing this? Yeah, this is I've been whining about it like a small school child for weeks now. Be prepared for that garbage of garbage trading, you know. It's bad right now because tax season, you know, this is all Mr. Wilson and taxes, you know. You know, people have to sell winners and also take losses on losses at the same time. It makes it really wacko. I did catch a little of the gold short last week and this week, but FX currencies have been difficult. Well, there's a lot of profits in them. That's probably the reason why. Anything with a profit is going to get pushed out the door. All right, let's remove this now. Was that 3.5 super, right? Yeah, 3.5 super. Remove. There we go. So that's the view of the silver there. And it was just interesting to look at. Just looking to tighten things up, do a little research in front of everybody at the same time. Not bad, you know. Not bad. Let's save that since we're here. Let's go with the silver right there. And then let's also do this one too. Let's save the crude oil. Might as well do some of these saves at the same time while I'm looking at them, and you can see second peak of the chart. And then what was the other one? Gold. That's right. There's gold. Let me just reload gold again, just for the sake of being accurate. Gold is trying to lift up a little bit today. I can see where you would think that maybe we get a bottom out of it. But again, Ferris, you can see here, that's why I'm re-showing these things. You can see here we've got more weakness still developing and joining in with the daily. Same thing with silver. Silver's flirting with its weekly also at the same time. So, and then the S&Ps. Let's see. Didn't you say S&Ps? Yeah, let's take a look at the S&Ps. There's the S&Ps. Let's give it a refresh. You know, we're in a buy here, but it is battling hard to get into the weekly buy. That's at end of the year. This is why we are 8.5 out of 10 with our math. This is like 1 full percentage point out of the. We'd be 9.5 if it wasn't for taxes, because you wouldn't have the very strange action that we get from the tax season. And there we go with the S&P. Now we can take a look at Nasdaq, which is battling so hard to try to get going. You can see the white line. We're using a 3.5 there. And you can see the white line is trying to lift up, get through the time manifold, but we're having a problem with the 5. I think the black is the 5. Let's see. Is that the 1? Yep. It's the 5. So plot 6. That's always on the super. That's the super to plot 6. And so it's having a hard time getting rolling along. Let's see. Daniel says, I said gold and silver might not come back. Let's see. Gold and silver might not. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah, I would go with that idea more. I kind of doubt that the metals will. I see two things why you're I think I can tell you two things that I can confirm that you are really right. One is money is starting to move towards cryptocurrencies and away from the metals. That's one. Two is they've come up with a three different cures for the virus, and they're much better than the average flu virus cure. And so they're in the 90s, 95, 94, things like that, all the way up to 75 years old. That's pretty high compared to the average flu virus cure, which is about 67%. So, yeah, I think you're right about that. And let's refresh this. You can see here the Nasdaq is selling off or going sideways mainly because, it's tax season coming up. So they've got to take some profits in here and offset their losses. You can't if you don't take profits, you can't win, and then you don't get paid. These money managers want to be paid, and so that's the answer to that one. So yeah, I agree with you, Daniel. I do. Farrah says I did catch a little golden short last week. Yeah, right, exactly. And that news should slam the door on the need for metals. And also at the same time, it should put... Here's a third thing, Daniel. Oil is looking awful firm. Looking awful firm. So that's another part of it. Oil is looking firm. And that means a growing economy, which means people are getting in their vehicles and going to places and doing things. And so that could have an effect also at the same time. That should. And as a matter of fact, you can see here on the Robo, the gas oil for the cars is getting into a weekly buy and we're in a daily buy for days, and it's gone from like 115 to 126. It's going up like 11 cents. So you're right. That does make sense. Gold should head down. All right. There's the Russell. Russell's doing its best too, and it's been in a weekly buy for a week there. Anybody want to see any other thing, like any other currency or any other commodity, or I'll just keep on rambling through until, like, there's Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is... Now, this is curious. You can see the daily is trying to get into a daily sell there. Now it's saying, let's reload that. There we go. That's straight. No, it didn't straighten that out. Yeah. So it's trying to make it into a daily sell at the moment. So I guess we're going to say, put the red line up in here to start observing for that, like that. So that is that. We're seeing some really strange action in the cryptos in the sense of profit taking, but when it comes to our math, it's been really sloppy. Just in the last couple of days, we'd been in a buy. You can go to the see that now we can put 10 in there. I think it is, all right? Yeah, 10. So you go over to the fact check spreadsheet. And you can see 10 weeks in a buy right there. And 33 days in a buy. I'll fix that one too. And it looked like it... Let's see. There we are. And this changed. I don't know what happened, but we came back last night and it was in a red there. I was like, what is that all about? And you can see it's underneath too. So it normally is a sell. And it did. It got sold down. And now it's reaching back up again. But we're not seeing this move up. And all we're seeing is tightening in here. So we're just going to leave it like that for the moment. Especially because we're in a weekly buy. Or we would definitely throw a sell in there and send it out and tell everybody who's following Bitcoin that it had slid into the sell. But at this point it doesn't matter. You wouldn't have taken a short either way. Because we're in a weekly buy here. You see the white line is trying to break through the time manifold a little bit here. But overall, it's pretty strong. Let's see. So, let's see. Do we have any other things to answer on that chat line? Did I miss anybody? I don't think I did. I think I've answered everybody so far. And don't be afraid to ask for more. Let's see. Now, where do we go from here? Did I? Oh, yeah. Let me do that. Let me hit the save this. And there we are, saving that. Now let's drift over to who's next. There's copper. Copper's been interesting. It's been acting very strong. Let's reload that. And it's trying to play with the sell here today. I think that's today, isn't it? Yeah. So we'll just go like that and put a little red line in there. You see that pressure going on it. Now the metals have been climbing and copper has been climbing very comfortably. You can see here, you know, it's been in a buy since the 290s and we're at the 320s now, almost 330. So that's we ended the buy around low 3. So it's going up 25 cents. I guess they're interpreting that we're going to have a growing economy again. That's what it seems like right there. Look, they had it down in April, May, and June. They had it down to 220. It's going up $1 or 33%. That's a pretty good move, you know. Wonder what platinum's doing. Let's take a look at platinum. There it is right there. Now platinum went into the sell there yesterday. It's doing that same thing with like the gold and silver. They're trying to bounce up a little bit. But we're in weekly buys, so you couldn't take the short either way. And so that's what that's all about. Unless you were trading options and put a put spread on or something like that. But you wouldn't even want to do that solely because, look at that. It's in a buy. I mean, you'd have to be desperate to want to go short. All right, now let's look at, there's the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Let's look at that. And you can see here, it's been on, the pressure's been on that too at the same time. And we're trying to lift up. We're in a daily buy. We had the volatility signal, but we're still far away from a weekly buy. The pressure is on there. Oh, Middle Ages. Let's see. Wanted to check out the daily quant for March beans and wheat. Sure. I love going in there and doing that stuff. Hell yeah. Let's go check it out. Let's see. Where was I at? The YMs. Right there. Like that. Okay. Now, let's open that up. Where's that at? Right there. And let's close that one. There we go. So now, let's see where we at. So the first one was middle age said check out March beans. Let's see what March beans. Do we have March beans? I don't think we do yet, do we? Oh, March bean meal. Cool. Let's do that. I want to do that. Can I do that? I want to do that. We have Jan bean meal. Let's go to March. I like that idea. There's no fun on that. Format instrument. Thank you. Middle age. I like looking for new products and looking at new things. I do. Let's see. It's a future. And it's, what is it? ZS look up. And let's go to March 21, like so. Let's see what the other one was. Oh yeah, we have the wheats already, so that's cool. So now we go Z S March 21. Cool. And let's do the same thing again on the weekly. March 21. Okay, now we got something cooking here. And let's put that in there too. We'll label it correctly. And that's what we'll jump to. Let's see, let's go to there. March. Oh, wait a minute. I put in March beans. I didn't put March bean oil in there. Oop, wrong thing. Sorry about that. I think I should keep that though, shouldn't I? What do you think? I'll keep the beans, March beans too. There we go. Put the wrong things in there. All right, now let me go back there again and find a place to, let's see. We need to, let's copy this. Whoop. Let's save this. And then save workspace. Yes. Yes. And then let's try that again. You know what you can do? Let me widen this for you for a second too. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like this. File, copy, file, paste. Now you can see that's an interesting thing. You can see a big difference. Look at that long weekly buy in there in the quant. All right. And the sells are much chiller. There was a sell there. Where's the buy? Oh my God, we can take that one and move that over. And the buy is here. The sell is there. That buy is there. The sell is late. It's just there. Couldn't take it because of the situation. There's the buy there again. The sell has moved over one here. Not bad. Like that. That red is gone altogether. Isn't that cool? That looks pretty healthy. File, save workspace. Okay, now let's go back and put meal in. Might as well just copy that for the moment because it's going to disappear, that's for sure. Okay, now let's put meal in. I hope I'm not torturing anybody. If it doesn't make any sense, no problem. We can jump to something else once we're done this for him or her. Let's see. What we're doing is we're adding. So let's add the symbol. And we're what's a symbol for meal? Is that ZM? Let me just double check real quick. Yeah, ZM, I think it is. Yeah, that looks right. Right, ZM. All right, now we're adding ZM. Look up. Whoa. Oh, it's a future. Let's do that. There, future ZM. That's better. And then let's look at March meal. Right there. And close. And then like that. Yeah, that's cool. That's meal. That's definitely meal. ZM. Right there. Alright, now let's see what that looks like. Same situation. Lots of buy. That was cool. Did that. Did that. Cool. Alright, now let's see what the dailies look like from here. There's a sell. That sell was okay. The buy was right there. The sell's okay there. The buy was okay there. Sell. Buy. Good. Sell was good. Buy was good. Sell was good. Buy was good. I can't tell there. That is still a buy. So it was over a day. And then it jumped back into a buy the next day. So I guess it has to be like right there. And then you get the sell here. It goes the wrong way. Wow. You get beat up. Finally lose some money with Doc right there. And then you're back in the buy again here. Isn't it? Right there. No. Back a day. So you lose this over 3 days, and then you make this over 3 days or 4 days, I guess you could say. So you lost to there, but then you turn around and win to all the way up to there. We can move that out of the way. And then we can put the sell in right there. Okay. We can get rid of these two. Remove and remove. Now let's do this. Let's go view. No. File. Save workspace. Save as Robin 2 combo. Cool. There we go. All right. How's that? Oh, and we didn't do the week yet. And Robin's. Oh, hey, Robin. Cable's blocking. Oh, cables. I see. I'm glad you said something. Hey, you go, guys. Someone should have said something to me like, yo, Doc, wake up. All right. Now let's go take a look at wheat. There's the regular wheat right there. Yo, guys, huh? Hey, Stunad. All right, let's go check out wheat. There's deck wheat. And it's back into the buy, but the weekly is still minus in here. But it's trying. You can see the strength in there. Okay, there we go, middle age. Did those. That was kind of fun. Anybody else have anything else would you like to see? You say, Doc, you're a stunad. Move that J4X out of the way. It's like, oh, okay. Let's go take a look at beans in the J4X because they do have beans on it. So let's check that out. Where's it at? Beans. Bean. There it is. Lots of green, just like us. Look at how strong that is, too. Let's go take a look at that just one more time. And our weekly buy is so strong. And this is trying to climb back up again, just like that's doing on J4X. That's pretty cool. See that right there? Yep. Thank you, Robin. Let's see, what else we got going on here? So, that's the grains. And Robin, when you see that, we picked up, we added for middle age, we put in March meal and March beans. So that's probably where we go from deck. We go to March. That'll be cool. Let's see. Now, I guess what else is there to chase after? I mean, we got plenty of time here. I got like 10 minutes. So I can go look at other products. And let's see, what else do I want to look at here? Maybe I'll do some of the grains. I don't know. We can do some of the grains. I did save the beans. Let's save some beans. I'll do some saving while I'm here. We can go through the grains unless someone wants to see anything else. I will show it to you. There we go. Oh, let's fix that. We got Jan beans there, right? Let me just go back down and double check. So meal, did we put it in? Yeah, it says March. Oh, we have to just change it. March meal. There we go. File, save, workspace. Excellent. See what the hoggies are doing. See the little piggly wigglies. Wait. And what is that? That is yesterday, so it's still in the buy there. You can see we're trying to go after a weekly in there too at the same time. What's that? Oh, so yeah, we'll go from Jan. We'll go from Jan beans to March beans. I like that. Because I don't think we had anything in there. We really didn't have anything in there at this point. We were, just Jan beans. We got Dex had disappeared, I think Dex disappeared. Yeah. So. And now let's put the Feb Hogs, save Feb Hogs. And there's Deck Hogs. Let's see what that looks like. Same thing. They're trying to, well, that's kind of sideways. Still, let's see, it was in the buy here. Climbed up, but it's in the sell there. This is really end of the year crazy, and at the same time, they must be getting close to expiration. I mean, they're going to take settlements very soon in those Deck Hogs, I would imagine. And let's see, there's cattle. Let's see what the cattle looks like. Now, cattle's kind of curious. Look at that big bounce out of it. And our math is trying to come up, but it still can't get into the buy. Now, it's trying hard. Now that is yesterday's action. So maybe today they lift it or they sell it, one or the other. It's like the old saying on the trading floor. If it doesn't go up, it'll go down. Let's see. Don't mean to do that to you as traders. And then there's Feb. Let's see what Feb's doing. Now Feb closed in a daily buy yesterday. That was curious. Let's just refresh that. Yep, that closed in a daily buy. So February is moving along correctly. And a lot we have people following Chicago Quant Feb cattle now. So yeah, you know, I would on the well, what's that? That's Feb. So I wonder what the 3-5 would look like in there. But we're running 5s on the daily, so we'll have to double check that. That'd be interesting to see how that does. Anybody, you know what? Let's do that. Insert, study, Gasline 3-5. Let's just see what the difference would be over the last, 10 months or so, something like that. 5 months. So we'll lift this up there. Lift that up a little bit more. And then we'll move that up like that. And so you can see here, it went into the buy a week earlier. Let me just double check what this is. Style. Yeah, so histogram is plot 6 of the 5, right? Okay, so you can see here it was in a buy here. So it wasn't a sell for this little bottom. Then it starts to turn up into the buy here a little bit earlier. So the 3-5 super is much better in some ways than the 7. So what we're really doing is we're taking the black histogram is now a 5 instead of a 7. That's what's really happened there. And then you can see it pushes it. Does it get into the sell there? It gets into the sell here. So we got into the sell here and caught that move. Didn't I promise you middle age we were going to do this before? I think we talked about this before. Then it jumps back into the buy with this, which is okay. So that's cool. And then it stays into the buy till here. Very interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to switch to 3-5 because look at this. It pushes in the sell here. So over the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months, the 3-5 is a much better indicator. So let's do this. Let's put the signals in. So there's that. We'll go like that. There we go. Then the sell is it there? Minus and minus. Yep, the sell is there. So it puts us into a sell a week earlier. If anybody's frustrated with me doing research in the front of you, just let me know and I'll stop. But, since it's a quiet day and no one's asking any questions, I might as well do the research with you and see how, I want you to see how my mind, or, how we do our research. We go back and we look months upon months to see who beat who. So it goes into the buy there. So it beats it there. That's cool. So it pushes you into the sell for this. The daily made sure you stayed out of it, so that was all right there, Matter of fact, you got a volatility signal there in a daily sell at the same time. It collapsed. Boom. It go kapooey. It fall down. Okay, and then we're in a buy here, and then I guess we go into the sell here a week earlier again. Okay, I like that. I think I promised you this, didn't I, middle age? I said I was going to go after it, and I didn't. I was trying to. And now that we're here, we might as well do it. And so then we're really fighting hard to get into that buy. Look at that. Whereas this is still down. So let's make a copy of that. Copy. Okay. Insert that here. Paste. Well. There we go. Paste. And say OK. And then delete that. Remove. And we're going to remove study. There we go. So now let's go with File and Save Workspace. Maybe over this 4-day holiday I'll get a chance to do some research on that. I'm doing so many things anymore. Just trying to get us more organized on my side of the responsibility. So I kind of not getting to do the research as I always like to do more. So I'm trying to find trades and so forth. Yeah, I know. I promised you that, like, was it Monday of this week or was it Thursday or Friday of last week I said it? Yeah, I remember that. And I wanted to do it and I just could not get to it. We have a whole other project that's going on that we haven't mentioned to anybody here because we don't want to advertise it. But we will. Chicago Quant is putting out buy and sell signals on different products on the equity market. And so we're with an organization, and once we get established with that more, we will tell you about it and show it to you. But I don't want to talk about it until we really get rolling along with it. Rob and I like to perfect things first before we even remotely show it to people. We like to keep that high accuracy rate. That's what we do. We like to be accurate and stay accurate, and so there's no reason to step out of that. All right, we fixed that. So let's save that. File save. And that was what? That's Feb cattle. There we go. And we may need to do that. Yeah, it was last week. It was last Thursday. I'm almost dead sure it was last Thursday because I was really regretting it that on Saturday I didn't get to do the research that I wanted. I even talked to myself about that. I said, "Self, you didn't do the work you wanted to do this weekend." And I was disappointed. I was. Because I like to make sure that our work is as best as it can be. And this one here increases your, where is it at? Are we looking at still? Yeah. It increases your opportunity to make a few more trades and have more profits. It doesn't, when we don't do this, it's not, I think I mentioned, remember I said this to you then too. It's not the worst thing that I didn't get the work done, because what it does is just gives you less trades but still accurate trades. But here, this is definitely giving you more trades, and that's the most important thing, is to give you the same amount of accuracy. Does that all make sense? Hey, you have a happy Thanksgiving too. Yeah, we're at the end of the road here, aren't we? What should we call this today? Doc Research? I don't know. We were doing lots of Doc Research here today. I think we'll call this webinar today Doc Research. Anybody care to see anything before I leave? If not, we'll start singing. I want everybody in North America that follows the Thanksgiving and anywhere else in the world. We want to wish you a happy happy Thanksgiving. Be smart, be safe, and we will catch you. We will be here tomorrow. I will do a broadcast tomorrow, and Friday I'll do a broadcast. So happy trails to you until we meet again, which I will tomorrow. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends.